everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Pond Myths Exposed, episode 3. Today's myth we're going to be exposing is that predators will eat all of your fish. Unfortunately, sad to say that this can be a legitimate concern for a lot of pond owners. I'll tell you a little story. So we were out on a consultation today, and we were out in the backyard with the homeowners talking about their new pond and what's going to be going on with it. And we got talking about the fish, and they kind of stopped in their tracks a little bit and just said, no, we're not going to have fish. They were worried about maintenance on them, and they were worried about predators from the backwoods. They lived along a little bit of a forest. They were worried about predators coming in and scooping them all up, eating them all up. So this can, like I was saying, this can be a legitimate concern for a lot of homeowners. But, typically your only real threat is, or the only threat with legitimate credentials, I should say, is the blue heron. Okay, so raccoons typically don't swim. They don't like to swim. That's not to say they can't swim or they won't sit by the edge of your pond and take a couple swipes at your fish as they swim by. Now, fortunately, your fish, when they feel threatened, are going to go down to the deeper parts of the pond where they feel a little bit safer. So really, your only legitimate concern is going to be with a blue heron. And so, we've seen it countless times where a heron will come and clean out a pond completely of fish, and that's not uncommon, because when a heron gets going, they're gonna sit and fish at your pond until there's no more fish in there. So, a few ways of luring these herons away. You can add decoys to the edges of your pond, fake herons or fake scarecrow type, structures. You could also add motion censored sprinklers to the pond that are going to spray them with a little bit of water as they approach. Now, herons are protected species, so you can't take real revenge on them, but you can certainly try to scare them away so they don't come back every now and then. We had one client once that waited up until about 5 in the morning every morning, until when he would see the heron, he would run out with pots and pans and just scare them nearly to death until they stopped coming back. So if you want, you can try that as well. What we do to protect our fish, we always add a little bit of extra protection when we build our ponds with a little fish tunnel or fish caves. When we rock the ponds in completely top to bottom, they have little cracks and crevices that they can, hide in between. And so, yeah, you definitely want to give them some form of protection, but, so give them the best chance of surviving as you can. And if herons are a problem for you, then try to lure them away with some decoys or some sprinklers. But as far as this pond myth goes, will predators eat all of your fish? Unfortunately, it can happen. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.